Throughout history, countless moments have shaped the world we live in, but not all of them make it into the textbooks. While battles, kings, and revolutions dominate most narratives, it's often the forgotten corners of history that hold the most jaw-dropping truths. This story dives deep into the lesser-known, mind-blowing facts that challenge what we think we know about the past. In the year 1582, Europe found itself with a strange problem: its calendar was out of sync. The Julian calendar had miscalculated the solar year by 11 minutes, which, over centuries, added up to a significant drift. To fix this, Pope Gregory XIII introduced the Gregorian calendar. But this wasn't just a matter of renaming days. 10 whole days were erased from history. People went to sleep on October 4th and awoke on October 15th. Imagine going to bed and waking up in an entirely new week. Birthdays vanished, debts were erased, and some even believed the world had skipped forward in time. Beneath the dusty plains of Cappadocia, Turkey, lies a mystery carved deep into the rock. The underground city of Derinkuyu remained hidden for centuries, until a man renovating his home discovered a secret room that led to a vast subterranean labyrinth. It turned out to be a sprawling city capable of sheltering 20,000 people. Complete with wells, kitchens, wine presses, schools, and churches, it was a perfectly functioning underground civilization. No one knows who built it or why. Some theories suggest it was for protection from invaders, others whisper of religious sects hiding in secrecy. Whatever the truth, the silence of Derinkuyu still echoes with forgotten lives. Far beneath the Aegean Sea, in a shipwreck dating back to ancient Greece, divers recovered a lump of corroded bronze that would challenge everything we thought we knew about ancient technology. It was called the Antikythera mechanism, and after years of study, scientists realized it was an ancient analog computer, capable of tracking planetary movements, predicting eclipses, and even organizing the timing of the Olympic Games. Built over 2,000 years ago, it was a mechanical marvel so complex that nothing like it would appear again until the 14th century. Some even believe it proves the ancients were far more advanced than we've ever given them credit for. Centuries before Columbus ever set sail, another explorer had already made landfall on the shores of North America. His name was Leif Erikson, a Viking who left Greenland around the year 1000 AD. According to Icelandic sagas, and confirmed by archaeological evidence, Erikson reached a land he called Vinland, believed to be modern-day Newfoundland in Canada. The Vikings built settlements there, traded, and lived long before Europeans even imagined a Western world. Yet Erikson's story, overshadowed by colonial narratives, remains a footnote in history books. But the truth is clear: he was the first European to cross the Atlantic. In 1518, the streets of Strasbourg witnessed something inexplicable. A woman stepped into the public square and began to dance. Days passed, and she did not stop. Soon, dozens joined her, men and women dancing uncontrollably, many collapsing from exhaustion, others even dying. Known as the dancing plague, this bizarre phenomenon lasted for weeks and baffled both doctors and historians. Some blamed it on mass hysteria, others on poisoned bread contaminated with a hallucinogenic mold. Whatever the cause, the event remains one of the strangest and most disturbing public health mysteries ever recorded. In 1932, the Australian government found itself facing an unexpected enemy: emus. These large flightless birds were wreaking havoc on wheat farms, and in desperation, officials launched what would become known as the Great Emu War. Armed with machine guns and soldiers, the military was sent to reduce the bird population. But the emus had other plans. They outmaneuvered, outran, and outwitted the humans. After multiple failed operations, the government gave up. The emus had effectively won a war. It remains a hilariously absurd but true chapter in military history. Timelines can be deceptive. Most imagine Cleopatra, the last queen of ancient Egypt, standing beside the towering pyramids. But here's the shocking truth: Cleopatra lived closer to the invention of the iPhone than the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza. The pyramids were built around 2560 BC. Cleopatra, born in 69 BC, lived more than 2,000 years after the pyramids were completed. And today, we live just over 2,000 years after Cleopatra. It's a humbling reminder of how deep, and strange, history truly runs. Even great emperors have strange tales, but few compare to Napoleon Bonaparte's unlikely downfall, at the hands of rabbits. After a victorious campaign, Napoleon organized a celebratory rabbit hunt. Hundreds of bunnies were gathered and placed in cages to be released for sport. But when the cages opened, the rabbits didn't run. Instead, they charged. The emperor and his men were overwhelmed by a wave of fluffy attackers and were forced to retreat in laughter and humiliation. It's a story so ridiculous, it's hard to believe, yet thoroughly documented. The shortest war in history didn't last days, hours, or even 1 hour. It lasted 38 minutes. On August 27, 1896, after the Sultan of Zanzibar died, a new ruler attempted to take power without British approval. The British issued an ultimatum: step down or face war. When the deadline expired, British ships bombarded the palace. Within 38 minutes, the Sultan's forces surrendered. The war ended almost as soon as it began, leaving behind a brief but remarkable footnote in the pages of imperial conflict. And then there's the story of Great Zimbabwe, a majestic stone city that once stood as a symbol of power in southern Africa. From the 11th to 15th centuries, it thrived, its towering walls constructed without mortar, its trade routes stretching to China, India, and beyond. Yet when European colonizers arrived, they refused to believe Africans could have built such grandeur. They credited outsiders, erasing African ingenuity from the record. Today, the ruins of Great Zimbabwe are a testament not only to a forgotten empire, but to the truths history tried to bury. So much of history lies not in the headlines but in the margins, in the underground cities, in the strange plagues, in the forgotten empires and absurd wars. These stories may be lesser known, but they are no less powerful. They remind us that the past is vast, strange, and endlessly fascinating. Because sometimes, the facts they never taught you in school are the ones that stay with you forever.